Guys, what's the crack? This video is to help you think rationally. And I'm sitting in the dark. But it's grand. And it came about from a conversation with a client there today who was helping to, understand Bitcoin and understand how to build a pension plan and understand, how to structure this thing. And one of the questions, which is a legitimate question that I'm sure will cross your mind if it hasn't already, isn't getting into Bitcoin just gambling, okay? And the answer to that is, yes, it is gambling, okay? But there's much more nuance to this than most people give credit for, okay? So when people don't understand Bitcoin or what it is or what it does or how it's going to change our world, they'll use that and it's a chore to learn and understand something that's new, okay? No, it takes work. You see me there at the tin whistle. I've been a beginner on the tin whistle now for a couple of years, but I'm still a beginner. It's difficult and it takes work, okay? But I enjoy it. I enjoy playing the tin whistle, so I'm prepared to do the work. When it comes to Bitcoin, someone who is on the sidelines is like, well, I don't know if I want to do the work on this thing. Hopefully it's just, I heard a newspaper that said it was a scam or a Ponzi scheme or it was going to be banned. So it's much easier to me to say, well, that's probably going to happen, so I'm not going to miss out on it. I don't have any FOMO. Okay, that's fear of missing out. And that's what most people will do. And they'll look for confirmation bias, reasons why they're correct. And this is why a lot of people run into trouble with doing anything, either one decision or the opposite decision. It's because we don't like being wrong, and we just prefer if we were right. Okay? So it's typical that someone would say, it's just gambling. Alright? The flip side of this, if you think like a rational person, okay, and I like to think rationally, alright, I like to use reality to base decisions, and if you're prepared to do that, well then you'll understand that everyone is gambling with their money, no matter what you do with your money. If you exchange your time for what we call money, and you leave it in the bank, you're gambling. You're basically gambling. You just don't know you are because you're not financially educated. Except you're playing a game, okay, that you can't win. You're guaranteed to lose. So you're playing a game where the rules are created that you cannot win. You can only lose purchasing power by storing wealth in money or currency, okay? So everyone's gambling, but just some people know they're gambling and are able to play better games, and some people don't know they're gambling. And that's why they stay poor. Okay? So everyone's gambling. In the last 2-3 years, most people, well, everyone who stored their wealth in currency lost somewhere around 40%, 30-40% of their money. They lost. So if you had 100 grand in savings, you lost 30 grand. The game took it from you. You don't know that because you're not financially educated, so you just see you still have 100 grand. You need to focus on the purchasing power. Because the cost of everything has gone up, you've lost 30 grand in purchasing power from your 100 grand, okay? Or 300 quid from your 1,000 quid, whatever, scale it, okay? So that's a game that you can't win. Now, when I'm armed with that knowledge and I know that I'm going to lose this game, I'm guaranteed to lose in this game, okay? So there's risk there. But here's a different game I can play. Here's a game that I'm not guaranteed to lose in. It's a game where I can speculate that I can win on. And that's how I see Bitcoin or any other asset. You see, every asset, every other investment vehicle on the planet, there's risk in them. There's risk in everything. But now you know there's risk in doing nothing. Okay? You're guaranteed to lose when you do nothing, whereas when you take a speculation or you take a bet, and if you take a good bet, you have a possibility of winning. Okay? So everyone is gambling with their money, because they're saving in fiat currencies, which are programmed to go down in value. The dollar's down 99% of its value it's lost. The British pound is 99.7. Okay? I'm not sure what the euro is. It's something atrocious. In the 20 years, you want to see the amount of value the euro has lost. In the next 20 years, it's not going to get any better. Alright? So everybody's gambling. It's just some people don't know they're not gambling. Alright? But once you're aware of this, then you're able to make a better, more informed decision of where you park your money. And you can play a game that you have a possibility of winning. Guys, I'm going to hop off here because I've got more consultations today. Just finishing up a little lunch break here, and then it's back to the grindstone. Don't forget, if you ever need help, if you want help to understand this thing, one thing I'd say is watch my podcast with Greg Foss. He's a money manager with 35 years experience, alright? So he's not a pleb, he's not just some feckin' plonker like me driving around telling you about Bitcoin. He's a man who's been through market crashes since pretty much before I was born. He was managing markets. So he knows a thing or two. And he just used maths and probabilities to explain why Bitcoin is a no-brainer, why it's insurance, and why having zero Bitcoin is more risk than actually having a Bitcoin position. So I suggest go and look at that, and if you need my help, onto my website, cryptowithdinny.com, organise to come and do a consultation down here in the office, or jump into any of our online courses. Guys, have a super happy Friday. Remember, everyone is taking risk with their money, just some of us know it and some of us don't know it. And when you know it, you're able to take more calculated risks, which is how you get ahead in the fiat world. Have a super day, guys. Thanks for hitting the like button, and if you haven't already, stretch out your finger, approach the screen, find it wherever it is, give it a like. And if you're not subscribed or following, do that too, because I throw these daily updates out. And learning we are. Have a good day, guys.